Alright, what's up guys? iShogi here, back with another gameplay commentary. And before I get into today's story, I will say that there were a couple minutes cut off of the last gameplay that I uploaded. I said that this one would follow directly afterwards, but the last gameplay was 12 minutes long, and I think I only talked for like 6.5 minutes maybe. So let's get right into it. Yesterday was one of like the best nights ever so far in the 15.5 years of William Howard Patterson. And it started off with 7 hours of work, which was not the highlight of my day by any means. But I had already planned to hang out with my friend Ben on our speech piece that we will be performing this fall, in winter and spring. Fall, winter, and spring at competitions. And I've described what the speech team is. You can go figure it out if you don't know what it is. So he ended up picking me up at my house, and he had a friend that was in town. Her name was Anna, so there's Ben and Anna at this point, and me. He picked me up from my house after I got home from work and showered, and he's like, you know what, let's go to Castleton, which is I think it's a city. Yeah, it's definitely a city in Indiana, and there's a mall up there. So we went up there to Castleton. He's like, you know, I don't actually know what we were going to do here. We were just kind of going balls out, you know. I was like, oh, well, I was going to go see Looper this weekend with my sister, but she's not at home. She's hanging out with whoever. I don't know where she was. So I suggested we go see Looper, which is rated R. You're going to need to know that. So he's like, alright, look up showtimes. And it was 8:01, and there was a Looper at 8:10. So we found a parking spot, and we walk to the theater, and we get in there. And I remembered there was a law that was introduced, a relatively new law, 1 to 2 years old, I'd say. And I think it is, you have to be 18 past, if you're not 18, you have to be with someone who is. I think it's past 8 o'clock or 6 o'clock. I think it makes more sense for it to be 8. And Ben and Anna are 17, but when they flashed their IDs, they were just automatically considered 18 years old. Because I think your ID is like up and down with your picture until you're 21. So the up and down IDs look exactly like 18-year-old IDs. Or the guy who was checking stuff, his name was Tom, he had a name tag. Just can't do math very well. So they got their tickets, and they're about to get mine, but they realized that they didn't have enough money. I think they had $30 together, and they just had enough for them too, and they didn't have enough money for me. So this guy walks out of the theater, because you buy tickets, then you walk in, you get your ticket checked, and you have your ID checked twice. Once when you're buying your ticket, and we'll come to find out that also, again, when your ticket is ripped in half and you walk into the actual like concession stand area at theaters. So this guy walks out, and he had red hair. That's when I knew. He looked at me in the face. He's like, bro, you going to see Looper tonight? I was like, yeah. He hands me a free ticket and goes back in the theater. So I was like, that's what's up. And so I have my free ticket. We're walking in together, and the guy there who was checking tickets, ripping them in half, was like, IDs please. If you look under 25, I have to ID you, or else I can be cost my job. So I was like, whatever. I was holding Ben's phone at the time because I was about to take a selfie and upload it to Twitter. And he was like, I'm sorry, I can't let you in, you don't have an ID. So I walked out. I was like, oh, what do I do? Because I was behind Ben and Anna because they had already gotten their ticket, and they walked into the theater without me. So I walk outside, and I was like, all right, hey, I'm trying to exchange this ticket. And I look up at the movies, and I was like, what's the closest movie to Looper? And there was a house at the end of the street for like an hour and a half from now. I was like, oh, hey, can I exchange this Looper ticket for a house at the end of the street? He's like, how'd you get this ticket? I said, oh, well, this guy walked up to me and just gave it to me for free. He's like, sure thing, just take it to customer services. And which was just like one step to the left at a different booth. She's like, hello, how can I help you? And I was like, yeah, I'm trying to exchange this for us at the end of the street at like 11:30. She was like, okay, here's your ticket. So I took the ticket, and I walked up to the guy checking tickets, and the guy who wouldn't let me in because I wasn't R-rated to see that movie. And he checked it, and I nonchalantly walked into a house at the end of the street theater, one for like 7:30 or so. And I got in there, and there were like little windows on the doors, and I looked out the window until he looked away. And then I texted Ben. I was like, yo, bro, meet me at the concessions. So I again, nonchalantly walked out of the theater, and I'm looking at the concessions menu like the whole time, like scratching my chin, like, should I get the $8 nacho? Should I get the $25 pizza, you know, the $8 M&Ms? And I'm looking at it the whole time, and I lift up my phone over my shoulder to see if the guy checking tickets was still looking at me, and he wasn't. So I scurry over to the Looper theater, which was on the other side of the concessions, which is why I had to be so legit about it. And I got in there, and Ben was there, and Anna were sitting down the front. And I sit down next to Ben, and I sat in between him and the guy who gave me the free ticket. So I bro-fisted the guy who gave me the free ticket. We just looked back up at the screen. It was so legit. It was just awesome. And then the movie was great. I recommend it. Rated R again. The writing is just very good. Bruce Willis ends up getting shot in like the beginning and the end. And like if you've seen The Sixth Sense, it'll be like a total mind blow. And he's always in that movie with that younger guy, like the guy who can see dead people in The Sixth Sense. If you haven't seen The Sixth Sense, that's a tongue twister for you. I definitely recommend that as well. And then we went out like the emergency exit on the side of the theater, so we didn't have to go back. I felt like the guy checking tickets would be standing there with like an officer, you know. But we went out an emergency exit, and it was all good because an alarm didn't go off, and people followed behind us, and we just walked around the theater. So that was all fun and good. And then we walked back to our car, and there were a whole bunch of drunk people getting arrested at their cars by some cops. And then we went to McDonald's, and I had good fun messing with the person who was trying to take Ben's order. And it was just a great night. And then we went to his house, and there were cookies made that day. So we got some fresh cookies. And I hope you guys enjoyed. It's been your boy. I'll catch you later.